showtime is here, so on with the show. Let's give it a go. Karel is the one that you need to know. Now it's showtime.
Alrighty, it is the Crowdcast, and we have seen ICE murder an American citizen on American soil, and the White House defending it. Am I making too big a deal out of this too? We're going to talk about that and so much more on today's Crowdcast.
Now it's showtime.
Alright, it is the Crowdcast. I am Karel. We had a little technical difficulties. I am sorry. I've been trying new things. And I realize I probably shouldn't try new things. I should just keep things the way that they are. All right. You know, on January 7th, yesterday, I went on about January 6th because I feel that it was one of the most pivotal moments in modern American history. And a commenter said something which really upset me, actually. Zaround, you upset me by saying, oh, Karel, stop making such a big deal over January 6th. It wasn't even an insurrection. First of all, by definition, yes, it was. So you can argue with the dictionary. You can argue with the courts who have called it an insurrection, whatever. Okay, that's just your ignorance if you don't think it was an insurrection. Second of all, making too big a deal out of possibly the biggest pivotal moment in American history of late. There's no such thing. And you know, I'm starting the show mad today because what's happening in our country is a big fucking deal. This is not passive politics. This is not parties disagreeing. This is the literal overthrow of the United States by dictators who are now fucking killing Americans, shooting them in the face in the streets, and defending their own goddamn actions. Now, as far as I'm concerned, that's a pretty fucking big deal. And why everybody today is not outraged, just and letting it be known to the world, is beyond me. And that's the problem with America today. The obscene has become palatable. School shootings, palatable. Australia just had another shooting. They already have changed their gun laws again. We get massacred. Fucking underage girls, which Donald Trump either knew about or did. Acceptable. It's fine. Those 16-year-olds wanted it. They knew what they were doing. I mean, 16 isn't that young, according to Laura Ingraham. Fuck Laura Ingraham. This is... We need a coup. If Congress will not impeach this man, they should impeach him this week. And Kristi Noem, you ugly, vile, Botoxed, plastic surgeon piece of shit. For you to stand out there and try to say that poor woman who was murdered by one of your agents was weaponizing her vehicle in an act of terrorism. I know there is no God. And this is how I know there is no God. If there were a God, Kristi Noem would have been struck down where she stood. Lightning would have fried her ass into a pile of ashes. That's how I know there's no God. That woman is, it's bad enough she shot a dog. Okay, that's the first thing. She's a subspecies of human. These are all subspecies of humans. And now they're killing. Yesterday morning, that 37-year-old woman got up, got dressed, probably put on some makeup, and went out to help her neighbors in Minneapolis. That's what she was doing. She probably had plans later in the day. She has children that, of course, she wanted to see grow up and get married and go to college and all of that. She had plans for this weekend. She was probably thinking about a vacation coming up. I'm sure she might have had a lunch or dinner date with somebody. And in the blink of an eye, a government official, these people don't work for Donald Trump, they work for us. This blood is on our hands because we haven't stopped it. We haven't insisted Congress defund ICE. I know it's futile. I know there's not much we can do. I get it. I get it. And I know that calling these people doesn't really do any good. But I called this morning. I called every representative here in Nevada and said, impeach
If you're not
that.
visiting reallykarel.com daily, you're missing out. Get the podcast, videos, and the blog, including recipes at reallykarel.com. That's really KAREL.com.
Showtime is here, no time to fear. Karel is so near because showtime is here. So on with the show, let's give it a go. Karel is the one that you need to know.
You're right in the chat room at youtube.com. I meant Megyn Kelly, but Laura Ingraham, Megyn Kelly, same bitch, different dress. Okay? So it doesn't even, you can just interchange all of these stupid bimbos. These Mar-a-Lago bimbos with their mutilated faces and their ridiculous points of view. You know, we live in a time where the most reprehensible actions have become normal. You know, in most countries, in France, if their government agency had killed a citizen on video, the next day the country would be shut down. And I'm not making this up. Anyone that's been will tell you I'm correct here. The country would have been shut down. People wouldn't have gone to work. People wouldn't have gone to school. They would have taken to the streets to demand the resignation of Kristi Noem. That bitch should be out of a job that fast. She is the head of an agency whose officer murdered an American citizen. Why the fuck does she have a job? Because Trump approves of it. This was not an illegal immigrant criminal. All of you maggots out there. Oh, he's just deporting the illegal immigrant criminals. No, she was a mom, an American citizen, a resident of Minneapolis. 70,000 people that they have abducted illegally have been non-criminals. ICE agents should be defunded by Congress today. Today. ICE should be shut down until they can revamp it and get these people out of American cities. They have no business being on the streets of Minneapolis. This is not their job. This is not their charter. It is not ICE's charter to do what they did in Nazi Germany and stop people in vehicles and say, papers, please. That is not what ICE is supposed to do. If the border's such a fucking mess, why aren't they down there lining the border? Why are they in Minneapolis, Los Angeles? And notice they're only in the blue cities. Just like he is punishing this stupid fucking orange piece of shit is punishing blue states by withholding funds for children in need. Because he thinks there's fraud. Because of some fraud that happened in Minneapolis or somewhere that they already prosecuted, that people have already gone to jail for. They act like they just discovered it. This man should be out of office by Friday. There's no reason that he should stay in Washington, D.C. He announced today he is going to put the money from Venezuelan oil in offshore accounts. He committed an illegal war crime. Even though there was no war declared, the use of this kind of force actually falls under the war crime provisions. So he committed a war crime, invaded a sovereign nation, removed their president for no reason, and then is stealing their oil to make a profit for him and his friends. And he's doing it for the entire fucking world to see, and no one is stopping him. Nobody. No one. La-da-dee, la-da-da, la-da-dee, da-da-da. An American citizen is gunned down in the face. Shot in the fucking face. And her crime? She didn't want to be abducted by jackboot thugs sent at the behest of Kristi Noem and Donald Trump. I don't advocate violence, but ICE better be careful. Because people have had enough of them. And when they see them come into their community, they're going to try to take them out. And that's how a civil war starts. We've got Russia upset with us for taking those oil tankers and taking their oil, demanding their oil back. We've got civil unrest. We have the makings of a world and civil war happening at the exact same time. And what is Congress doing? Well, today they're going to override 2 vetoes of his to get the water back to Lauren Boebert's district and to give these Indians in Florida back some of their land. The first time they've overridden one of Trump's vetoes. And while I applaud them for doing that, they have more pressing matters on their plate. Like the murder of an American citizen by ICE agents at the behest of the President of the United States, who is now complicit in murder. So let's see his crimes. 34 financial felonies, sex crimes, rape, underage rape of children. Then we have the abduction and kidnapping of a foreign leader. We have the murder of people on these drug boats because he did all of that without any authorization. He and Peter Hegsberth are murderers. And now he has the murder of this that he is duplicitous in. So he's a murderer. He is complicit in murder. Now, and let's talk about financial fraud, stealing from the American people. If any money is made off that oil, it's our fucking money. It ain't his. So stealing from the American people, complicit in murder, complicit in a child sex ring, guilty of 34 other felonies, and this guy's left in office. You run a fucking traffic light and can't pay the ticket, get pulled over, you're going to jail. This guy is complicit in murder and in war crimes. Kristi Noem should be in handcuffs right now, as we speak. Should be in handcuffs. Sweet Jesus. Thank you, thank you. Granny the Great says, thank you, Karel, for putting my thoughts into words. Oh, yeah, she wore a fucking cowboy hat, that Botox plastic surgery fucking bitch. Stood there in a cowboy hat when she is neither riding a cowboy nor is she one, because ain't no one going after that skanky hole of hers. What was the cowboy hat? Ye fucking ha, we just killed somebody. She should have been in black, in a veil, in mourning. And all she should have said. Here's how her press conference should have gone. Let me try to be Kristi Noem. Anyone want to pump up my lips? How's that? Am I somewhere close? To my fellow Americans, today a horrific and catastrophic event occurred on my watch. In the city of Minneapolis, a rogue and out-of-control ICE agent murdered a citizen in cold blood. We have since arrested the ICE agent and are working with the family to do everything we can to try to ease their grief at this time. We are withdrawing ICE agents from every city in America to ensure the safety of the American citizens. This happened on my watch. And because of that, I feel I should no longer go on in my position, and therefore am tendering my resignation to President Trump immediately. I can no longer work for or take the illegal orders of a dictator who approves of the murder of the American people. I will be resigning from public life And I hope you will leave me to my privacy as I surrender myself to Congress to see if any charges should be brought against me for my participation in this cold and ruthless murder. My shame will be eternal. I apologize to the families and to the American people, and I assure you this will be the last you see of me in public, unless, of course, there is a trial. I am Kristi Noem. My regrets and goodbye. That's what any self-respecting human being would have said. But let's remember, she's subhuman. She's not a human. No human looks like that. No human sounds like that. No human would do that. She's subhuman. She is not of the same species of you and I. She is easily manipulated, and she can be bought for power. She can be bought for 50 cents and a hand job. This woman and her boss need to go now. How do we tell Congress? Impeach now, or all of you motherfuckers, not just Republicans. Impeach this motherfucker now. I don't care if you have the votes, Democrats. Bring articles of impeachment to the fucking floor. Do something. Oh, well, they had press conferences. AOC was very powerful in her press conference, and she said it was murder, and all the Democrats on the Hill are saying it was cold-blooded murder and it should be prosecuted. So how many fucking murders do there have to be before you do something? How many of us have to die at the hands of people that we pay? This ICE agent isn't being paid out of Donald Trump's money. He's not being paid from a trust fund. We paid him to kill one of us. Ain't that some shit? Lord have mercy. Oh, right. I'm looking at the chat room at youtube.com/Willie Karel. Thank you for the compliments on my pumpkin-colored turtleneck today. In France, they stick together. Yes, they do. They would have shut the country down today. I couldn't believe Noam was wearing that disgusting cowboy. Me neither. I wanted to smack it right off her fucking head. She looked ridiculous. Right on, Karel. By the way, I like the pumpkin. Thank you. Thank you, Karel, for putting my thoughts into words. Maybe she believes in cowboy diplomacy. Well, if that's the case, then she should be dragged behind a horse. You're hilarious, says Rachel. Thank you, Rachel. You're great. You should write the speeches for our leaders. Thank you. I think I should. The speech you gave would only happen in a bizarro parallel universe. True. Arrest Kristi Noem. I agree. It infuriates me that our taxes are paying for people that we have to fear. Yep. Hey, Karel, have you ever done a cover of Born to Be Alive? No, but I do have a friend that did. Her name was Adonai. And my first video, we filmed a video for her that same day. My single, I Dance Because, is out. I don't promote it enough. I don't tell you all to go stream it every single day. I just released this music and then it just sits there, and it's really frustrating because it's a great song. The video will be out in 10 days, and then there's going to be a big push for that. So I hope once the video is out, you guys will go and stream I Dance Because. I'd like to just think about music from here on in. I don't want to think about all this. I am so, my blood pressure, I am so furious over January 6th still, and what just happened. I mean, this is, how far, how far are they going to go before somebody actually stops them? They are turning ICE agents into brown shirts. These ICE agents are acting like Trump's brown shirts. They're acting like his SS, his own personal assassination squad. It could have been you or I. They're here in Vegas. They are stopping people here in Vegas. If they stop me, I'm not stopping. I'm not going to be pulled out of my car with Ember in the car and everything else. I'm a fucking American citizen. I have a Fourth Amendment right that you cannot stop me and search me and ask me for papers unless I have been accused of a crime. You cannot walk up to people and ask them for their citizenship status. There is no one and nothing that have told you they're not a citizen. You are violating their Fourth Amendment right to illegal search and seizure. But fuck the Constitution, right? Ain't worth the paper it's written on. It was written on really great paper, by the way, made out of hemp. But obviously it ain't worth shit. Or we'd be invoking the 25th Amendment and getting this sick, horrible, demented, fat piece of shit out of the White House and impeaching every member of his cabinet. But no, let's just let him kill people. Hey, it wasn't us. I'm not in Minneapolis. I didn't know the lady. I mean, you know, it ain't going to bother me here in Las Vegas. It ain't going to bother you there in the Bay Area. It's not going to bother, you know. The saddest country in the world right now is the United States. And look, China's getting through. And if China gets through, we're done. They'll call it their death. Oh, Darren, iPad Pro 13 with a magic keyboard. Okay. Kamate. Calm. Nam-myoho renge kyo, nam-myoho renge kyo, nam-myoho renge kyo. One more time, everybody do it with me. Come on, breathe in. Nam-myoho renge kyo, nam-myoho renge kyo, nam-myoho renge kyo. Breathe in through your nose. Out through your mouth. One more time. In through your nose. Out through your mouth. Okay. All right. So, we have Trump with his brown shirts. And you're right. They're not acting like the SS or acting like brown shirts. They are brown shirts. They are the SS. And they're doing exactly what the SS did, walking up to people and saying, papers, please. And if you didn't have the right papers, shooting you in the head. That is exactly what the Nazis did. And now right here in America, it has been done. So I don't want to hear any kind of people say, you can't use the Nazi reference. Yes, we fucking can. Because guess what? They're behaving just like Nazis. Donald Trump is behaving just like Adolf Hitler, renaming every major building after himself, putting himself on money, stealing money from the federal government, authorizing the use of force against his own citizens. He's Hitler. And if you don't think so, then you don't study history. Well, we don't have concentration camps yet. And yes, we do. They're just not here. When we tried to show the concentration camp that we are sending immigrants to, CBS, which is now the propagandist wing of the White House, pulled the piece. Why? Because they didn't want to see. They didn't want the world to see that basically we have restarted concentration camps just in other countries. And what do you call Alligator Alcatraz? What do you call Gitmo? Sounds like concentration camps to me. Yesterday on social media, I saw a trans influencer hold up a letter, and y'all thought I was bullshitting you on this. You all think that I'm not in any danger. Well, honey, a trans influencer yesterday held up a letter from the FBI that says she must remove her platform altogether, all of her posts, and cease and desist immediately, or she will be tried for enabling and furthering the cause of terrorists because she has a radical gender ideology, which is national terrorism. This is in the letter from the FBI because she is a trans person and she promotes positivity in the trans community and tells people about the process, the transitioning process, and helps them find resources. She got a letter from the FBI saying, stop or you will be tried as a terrorist. This isn't fake. This isn't maybe happening. It's happening. I would not be surprised if Stephanie Miller or David Pakman get the same letters. Or me. I wouldn't be surprised. It's happening. Americans are being murdered. It's happening. Our money is being stolen. It's happening. Our resources are being squandered. It's happening. Our country has lost its standing in the world, and this morning on the BBC, the heads of all of the European nations stood against the United States and denounced them for even thinking about taking Greenland. Macron, Stammer, all of them have issued statements condemning the United States' intended actions in Greenland. So now we have the rest of our allies. So we have no allies now. We have zero allies. We have isolated ourselves. Even our two neighbors, Canada and Mexico, are against us. This isn't a maybe. And this isn't some casual fact that we can just shrug off. This is real. It is happening. And they're all asking the same question. Where's Congress? Where is the U.S. Congress? Which are they're more responsible than Donald Trump. This entire fiasco could end tomorrow if Congress would be the check and balance that it's supposed to be. Trump can be Trump if the Supreme Court's doing its real job. If the Congress is doing their real job, then they would stop him. Or anyone like him, not just him. But they're not. Congress is refusing to do its job. The Republicans in Congress are refusing to do the job that we pay them for. So what happens now? I see darker days ahead. I do not see good days on the horizon. I see darker days ahead. I see more Americans dying. Already the police and the other federal agencies that are in Minneapolis are harming the protesters. I saw one guy get a face full of pepper spray. He did nothing. He was just standing there protesting. They're turning on us, and no one's stopping them. If this cop is not tried for capital murder, not manslaughter, not second degree, capital murder. If he is not put away for life and or given the death penalty if the state allows it, then again, it's another sign as a nation we're lost. And I don't see it getting better. The midterms are 10 months away. What do you think is going to happen over 10 months? Granted, we're already at January 8th. I mean, time is going to fly. But when every day there is a new absurdity, how long can we last? It's a good question.
It's broadcasting from a completely different point of view. Yours. Listen daily to the Karelcast on your favorite streaming service. You're listening to the Karelcast. Driving you home or driving you crazy. It's broadcasting from a completely different point of view. Yours. Listen daily to the Karel Cast on your favorite streaming service. You're listening to the Karel Cast. Driving you home or driving you crazy.
Now it's your time.
You know, let's start this segment with some more positivity. First of all, if you're listening, if you're not watching, if you're listening, do what I say. And I mean this. You might think it's stupid. Do what I say right now, no matter who you are, where you are, what you're doing. I want you right now to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth 3 times. Are you ready? Breathe in and out. Breathe in again. Breathe out. This last time, make some noise as you blow out. Now, mantras are very important. One of mine is, I am happy, I am healthy, I am wealthy. Okay? I am strong. I am happy, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am strong. That's one of my mantras that I say doing yoga. But let's do a new one right now, you and I. I will not let Donald Trump or the United States destroy me. Okay? So 4 times, I want you to say it with me. Are you ready? If you can, cross your hands in front of your heart. I will not let Donald Trump or the United States destroy me. I will not let Donald Trump or the United States destroy me. 2 more times. I will not let Donald Trump or the United States destroy me. I will not let Donald Trump or the United States destroy me. Society is doing everything it can to kill you. It's making you stressed. It's raising your blood pressure. It's causing you mental anguish. It's getting you angry. It's making you feel paralyzed. It's making you feel frustrated. It's making you feel alone. It's making you feel helpless. Those are all terrible, terrible things. And just like the church lady, we must rebuke them. We must say no. No. I am not going to let this man or this country destroy me. I am simply not going to allow it. And how do you do that? How do you do that? Well, you realize that anger is okay so long as it's limited. We can be furious right now at what happened in Minneapolis, and we should be. We should be angry, and we should be really mad. But we shouldn't carry that throughout our day because it will weigh us down. It will drag along behind us like a rock. Let it go. Let that anger go. So what are we going to do about what happened in Minneapolis? Well, the first thing we're going to do is if they set up a GoFundMe for her family, I'm broke as shit, but we're still going to donate. Maybe they should take the $100,000 that they raised for Mickey Rourke, and he said he does not want it. Maybe they should transfer that over to this lady's family. And I'm being serious. Let's put that to the universe. Let's go on social media and tell the leaders of the GoFundMe that why don't we all tweet Mickey Rourke? He's on social media. Let's send out tweets and say, Mickey Rourke, how about you tell your fans to take that $100,000 and give it to the family of the woman who was killed in Minneapolis? How about we focus on helping her family, first of all. As for ICE, I know a lot of people that are frightened of going out now. because they're Hispanic, black. Hell, this lady was white. And this isn't going to do anything to quell their fears. So, I don't know. Maybe we start having community meetings just to make, just for togetherness. Maybe at your church or your synagogue. If you're religious.
Visiting reallykarel.com daily, you're missing out. Get the podcast videos and the blog, including recipes, at reallykarel.com. That's really KAREL.com.
Showtime is here, no time to fear. Karel is so near because showtime is here. So on with the show, let's give it a go. Karel is the one that you need to know.
I would also like to ask a favor of you. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart, okay? I want to ask you tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday, unplug. Can you do that for me? Can you not listen to podcasts that have anything to do with politics? Can you stay away from the news and the news feeds and the Facebook and all of that? Just tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. I want you tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday to rediscover some of your passions. Rachel Capper is watching. I know that she has a lot of hobbies. Was it painting or sewing or something? She does something that's really artsy. I've seen her home and I've seen the stuff that she has done. So I know she's artsy. Cherokee, you just got a new cat. Focus on him for the weekend. He's partially blind. Make him blind cat stuff. I am Plexian. I believe you're the one that or no, that's accountability. Someone I know. Oh, James Schnabel is back. James, we were worried about you. James is in the chat room today. Did someone tell him we were worried? I was worried about you. I haven't seen you in days in the chat room. I'm like, where's James? For the next 3 days, we need to remove ours because we're too angry. I'm too angry. I am so mad right now. I am like Peter Finch in Network. I am mad as hell and I don't want to take it anymore. I don't want to spend the next 3 days at that level. Because if you go to the news, okay, if you go look at the news right now, there's so many things going on in the news that are horrific. And if you look at this beautiful Renee Nicole Good, she was a gorgeous woman. Okay, just gorgeous. A beautiful young 37-year-old woman, just absolutely gorgeous. She was a prize-winning poet. She was a guitarist. She was shot dead in the face. She's a mother of 3. She just moved to Minneapolis. The mother said that she was probably terrified during the confrontation. She was extremely compassionate. She's taken care of people her whole life. She was loving, forgiving, and affectionate. A fundraiser has been started, and it's already raised $500,000. Good. She has an Instagram account. It's been made private. She was a U.S. citizen, originally from Colorado Springs. She wasn't born in Cuba or Mexico. She had 2 children with her first husband, and then another child with her second. She's not an activist. She's a devout Christian. She used to go to Northern Ireland on youth missions when she was younger. She was a dental assistant, worked at a credit union, and a stay-at-home mom in recent years. They took out a really good woman. That's really horrible. But what would she want us to do? Well, first of all, she'd want the guy who shot her to be tried. So that's one thing. But Someone asked me the other day about my AI dilemma. Would I want my image shown, after I'm dead? And, would it bother me? And my thought was, I'm dead. I won't care. So it's not my wishes that anyone should be concerned about when it comes to my image after I'm dead. It is the wishes of the people that love me. In other words, if I use Andrew's image or if I use Lorenzo's image, it's not really up to them as to whether they wanted it used or not. They're dead. They don't care. But it's up to the people that are left that loved them. How is it going to make them feel? We must care about the living. And so in this case, there are people in your community right now that are terrified, including you probably. But what would her family want us to do right now? What would her friends, what would she? She's a Christian. She would want us to forgive. She would. She would want us to forgive. I don't know that I have forgiveness in me. I am not a Christian, and I'm all for vengeance. But she would want us to forgive. So how about for the next 3 days, we do some good? Do something good in your community. Do something good for yourself. Go have a manicure, pedicure. Mani-pedis are fabulous. Go have one. You're alive. Trump hasn't stolen your life. He stole hers. So I think what we should do for the next 3 days is concentrate on our lives. Because this should be a reminder that it could end very quickly without warning. So for the next 3 days, self-care. Self-care. Nothing that's going to anger you. Nothing that's going to make you feel bad, make you feel paralyzed, make you feel sad. For Friday, Saturday, Sunday, surround yourself with things that make you feel good. They're still out there. Your dog, your cat, your friends. Surround yourself with love and light and healing, because every day America and Trump are going to try to destroy you. Every day. We're their enemy. We're not subhuman. We're intelligent. We're compassionate. We're accepting. Hell, go to a drag show Sunday. Go support a drag bar. I'm being serious. Go to a drag show Sunday. You can't be sad at a drag show. You'll go deaf, but you can't be sad. I'm asking you from the bottom of my heart. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, step away. Step away. Because, and someone in the chat room says, I'm at university. I don't have that luxury. Universities have great libraries. Go immerse yourself in it. Universities have sports teams that are playing sporting events. Go watch one. Universities have pools. Go swimming. Wherever you're at, step away. Because look, when I say I want to leave the country, so many of you comment, you hosts that keep saying this, we can't. We don't have the resources. Well, first of all, yes, you do. It only takes about $500 to leave the country. Now, when you get to the new country, you won't have a place to live or you won't have food or whatever. But I'm telling you, the Jews during World War II, they didn't say I don't have the money to leave. They literally sold anything and everything they had, and many of them walked out. They didn't drive. They took trains as far as they could, and then they walked into Poland. They walked into other countries. If you're in California, Mexico ain't that far. So I know that you won't do that. I won't do that. I won't sell all I have and leave to go be in poverty somewhere. I'm not going to do that. I know you're not either. So if we're not going to do that, then we have to protect ourselves. We have to protect our sanity, because one of the ways they're trying to win is by driving us insane. And in some ways it's working. At the beginning of this show, I was just furious. So angry. But I don't want to feel that way. It eats at you like a cancer. I don't want to be mad all day long because of what Trump and his cronies have done. I am angry, but I need to put that aside and not let it envelop my life. And so do you. All right. There were other things I wanted to talk about. I'm worried about Social Security too. I really am. I am so worried that Trump's going to fuck off, with China. China's going to call in their debt, devalue our currency, and there'll be no money to pay Social Security. I am really afraid of that. And it could happen quick. Like in 3 months, there could be no Social Security payments. That's a very real possibility. And I'm worried about it. I know you are too if you're on Social Security, Medicare. It's a real concern. He's embezzling money left and right. Oh, we're making so much with the tariffs, we're going to send you $2,000. What, did he pocket that money himself? Because we ain't seen it. Consumer prices have not gone down. We're not seeing a break at the grocery store. We're not seeing a break in consumer prices for anything. We're not getting refunds back from the government. And tax season is around now, and many of us are going to have to write checks to the IRS. He's taking the Brazilian oil or Venezuelan oil and stealing that money. He's made that clear. So, yeah, I worry. I do. I worry. I worry. All right. God, I was so mad. I was so mad. Yes, tell people you love how important they are. Self-care equals shopping. Then go shopping. Go to Costco. You can get lost in Costco for 2 hours and come out with stuff you didn't even know you needed. Go. I'm going to charge up some charges. Yep. I don't care about paying it anymore. I don't. I'm going to go see my sister on the 22nd for her birthday. So I'm making those arrangements today. They're $600-700. But whatever. I don't have it, but I'll charge it. I am done putting off my life. I have put off my life for so long to see, is Social Security going to last? Am I going to have to flee the country? I've just been living in this limbo because of Donald Trump. And I'm sick of it. And yeah, it's dangerous on the streets now because of ICE. No matter what city you're in, it's now dangerous to go out on the streets in your car and just drive around. It's dangerous. So, I'll be doing less driving. And that's the truth. Staying a little closer to home and trying to avoid areas where ICE might be. I mean, it wasn't just her that was in danger yesterday, Miss Good. They could have shot a bystander. He was just firing into a car. The bullets could have gone through and killed a person on the side of the road. He's damn lucky he didn't kill more than one. I mean, life in America now is dangerous. It is. All right. Mother, that young child decides it's a great idea to block an active law enforcement action with her car. Oh, we have a MAGA in the chat room. He thinks that you should get the death penalty for blocking a road. People like that, I don't understand them. He's defending the murder. And I don't understand that. I don't understand how little his brain is and his lack of empathy and compassion. I don't get it. What's his name? Bill Stone or something like that? I don't understand people like that. We're not the same species. He's not the same as me. I am a higher level of human, than he is. Because you don't defend what happened. There is no defense for it. Even if she was obstructing law enforcement, guess what? This isn't Nazi Germany. The punishment for obstructing law enforcement is not fucking death. Do you not get that through your MAGA-infested little fucking brain? That you can speak to law enforcement. You can yell at law enforcement. You can block a roadway as a sign of protest. This is fucking America. The police and ICE do not get to kill you just because you are interfering in a job they shouldn't be doing in the first fucking place. But maybe your little MAGA-addled brain just doesn't get it.
Patreon is the way to show you care. Subscribe today if you dare. Keep the show on there. Patreon is the way. Now it's showtime.
Yes, you can, Bill. And Bill in the chat room, this was not an active situation with the police. The Minneapolis police were not involved. And if you were watching the BBC this morning instead of fucking cartoons with MAGA, you would have heard the Minneapolis police chief say we would have never behaved in this fashion. That our officers have been trained to de-escalate situations after the George Foreman murder and not escalate the situation. So maybe you're in the dark. But yes, you can interfere and not be killed because ICE was not there with any warrant. There was nothing going on that was an official activity. They had no warrant to arrest anybody. No one there was under suspicion of being an illegal immigrant criminal. They had no probable cause to stop her or to stop anybody on that street. So they were doing an illegal activity. And when the police are doing an illegal activity, yeah, you have rights. ICE was engaged in an illegal activity. They had no warrant. Nobody there had, there's the Fourth Amendment that says, unless somebody says you are a criminal or you are committing a crime, that law enforcement has no right to bother you. So get it through your fucking skull. ICE was engaged in an illegal activity. There was no weapon in the car. She did not try to run over anybody with the car. Therefore, ICE used excessive force. Now, if you can't understand that, then as my mom would say, you don't have the brains God gave you. Lord. You know, I'm done. I'm done with him. Bye. Remove. Out. Banned. Go away. I'm done. Put user in timeout for 24 hours. Get out. Get out of my chat room. I have to put up with assholes every day. You think as a gay man I'd like that. But no. So he's gone. So there we go. Oh, yes. He's been banned. He's gone. He's out. Messages deleted. If it was only that easy to do to Trump. Press delete. All right. See how mad that made me? See how angry I am? And how the smallest little thing just sets me off? I can't do that for the next 3 days. I can't. I can't. I can't. Wow, I know you're not supposed to have silence on the radio. I just want to live. I want to do a show that's fun. Again, I was the most fun host in talk radio. People flocked to my show. Millions of people listened to me because I had so much fun on the air. God, KGO was a blast. And KFI was a blast. And even when we were doing serious topics like George Bush and all of that, it wasn't like this. It wasn't where the country was literally falling around us. I just want for all of us to live the rest of however long we have with some joy and some peace and some love and some harmony and some disco and some music and literature and art and the things that are being suppressed. Evil is suppressing art, literature, music, food, cooking. All of it is being suppressed by this horrible cloud that has become America. Not just Trump, but America. Where we have half of Americans who are like this asshole that was in my chat room, who would defend a murder that is captured on video for the world to see, an indefensible act. And yet they'll defend it. I don't want to deal with those people anymore. I don't want to hear from them. I don't want to see them. I don't want them in my world because they are useless. They are a waste of humanity. I'd like for us to not be going through the times we are in. I don't know how to escape them. Every day I rack my brain. Should I really go to Puerto Vallarta? Should I really try to move to Canada or Ireland and leave my country, my life? I know I'll have a life there. I'll still broadcast. I'll still have you guys. And if they cut me off of my Social Security or whatever, then I'll find some way to generate income. But alone? Just me and Ember off in Portugal? To some people, that sounds like an adventure. To me, it sounds like exile. I feel like I'm being pushed into exile. I feel like my own country is pushing me into exile. And as a gay man, I've felt that my whole life. But now it's amplified to the nth degree that if you want to be a kind person, if you don't want to be upset every day, if you want to try to live a life that's fulfilling, that you simply can't do it in America. I don't want to feel like I'm being pushed into exile. And yet every day that's how I feel. Every day. You know, this year I thought really hard about concentrating on Club Decades. It's a show that I want to do where I'm the MC. And there's 3 other acts, and they're from the 80s or the 90s or the 2000s. And we dance and party, and the whole room is from the decade, serving drinks from the decade and the whole thing. I don't have the money. I don't have a venue. But I really thought, have meetings. Try to make this show. And have that be what you do. Stop paying attention to Trump. It's so naive to think. If you're in America, he's going to affect you. So for the next 3 days, let's try to breathe. I am Karel, and I love you, and you be who you want to be, so it doesn't hurt anybody, and I'll see you on Monday. I'll try to get the technical issues worked out. Until then, stay safe. I mean, truly, stay safe. God.
It's broadcasting from a completely different point of view. Yours. Listen daily to the Karelcast on your favorite streaming service. You're listening to the Karelcast. Driving you home or driving you crazy. It's broadcasting from a completely different point of view. Yours. Listen daily to the Karelcast on your favorite streaming service.